What it is, y'all, and thanks for tuning in here to another episode here on the Speedbug channel. Finally filming the first real new video here in the garage, and as you can see, I got a lot more room. So again, excuse my mess. I still haven't fully yet unpacked. I've been very busy, still working and doing some things here around the house, getting everything situated within the house. Got a few lights up. I'm not going to hang all the lights that I had in the last one because I don't know how long I'm going to be here. However, but as you can see, I have all 7 of the bikes here within the garage, and they fit all perfectly. So these are only 3 lights that I currently have up, here at the moment, but they work, and it's a hell of a lot better than the 1 light that comes in here with the garage that normal people would use when they don't have their garage as their play place. However, I do. But let me first start off by saying I want to thank everybody for all the support and all of the love and all of the people who subscribe to my channel. We today have officially crossed 3,000 subscribers, and obviously I would love to make it to 10,000 or 100,000 in the future, later on as the channel grows. So I appreciate all of the fact that you all who are loyal, and I couldn't have done it and made it possible without you. And watching the videos and everything that's going to go along with it. So I enjoy doing this a lot as my hobby. It has nothing to do with money or anything like that. It's just fun, it's just fun to do, and I get to share my experiences with you guys. For the haters that you want to hate or come to my channel to do whatever, that's cool. That's your prerogative. Hate on, but for the ones that love to come and get some comedy, maybe get a little bit of information and a little bit of excitement, let's go. So I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you to all of you that have made this possible, and thank you for all the subscribers, the comments, the likes, the dislikes, all of it. It's been nothing but great. So now into our regularly scheduled program. Today we are going to talk about the V4. Now it's kind of been a little bit of a lack of content, but the V4 is still alive here and kicking. Damn, those headlights are still just my favorite. And what are we going to talk about the V4? Since I'm not going to take it out because the weather's kind of shitty out right now, and I'm just going to talk about it here. So let's start. This is the 1,000-mile review mark. This thing has, I think it's got like 980 or something like that. So we'll call it 1,000. It ain't going to change in 20 miles unless it breaks, because every Ducati is a piece of shit, right? Just kidding. That's why I own 4 or 5 of them. Anyway, so let's start. So 1,000 miles in, how do I like it? Well, everyone that has talked to or seen this bike or whatever, first thing you can't unarguably deny is that it is beautiful. And that's exactly what it is, I've let a couple of my boys ride it, and I really never get to see it, just driving on the road, because I'm always the one riding it. So now that I've ridden it and I've seen it, cruise down the street, I don't even want to ride it anymore. I just want to put it in my living room. But that's a really expensive piece of furniture, and I'm not doing that well yet. But hopefully soon. And if I keep it and pay it off, that's probably exactly where it's going to end up, because that's how badass and how much I love it and I think it is. However, moving on to the real shit in the rear review. 1,000 miles in, what's going on? What's the issues? What's, the faults? What's the problems I've had with it? What haven't I done with it? How do I like it? Am I selling it? So let's get into it. Well, the first thing I'm still going to gripe about the most, because I think this is the shittiest seat that has ever come almost on a motorcycle. This one and the 959, it's kind of like its little brother over there. But they're just some shitty seats. And my S1000 here to the right of me, the seat is this is like sitting on like a Hayabusa compared to this thing. Some Jigsters, even some CBRs and stuff I've had, it's just, no comparison. But I get it. It's a race bike or track bike, whatever you want to call it. Bottom line, 99% of its life is going to probably live on the street, just like most people when they buy them. That's cool, whatever. I'm going to ride mine primarily on the street, so I'll probably end up getting the comfort seat. But still, that's the thing I probably hate about it the most. On to the next thing. What's broken on it? What hasn't broken on it? Now, you can call this serious, or you can call it an accident. You could call it whatever. Maybe it was just a manufacturer defect. nothing's really broken on this bike since I've bought it. So I can officially say that, you know, I did the block offs, you know, I took care of the rear tail section, but as far as like real mods and stuff, you know, taking like the reflectors off, that's all I've done to it, you know, just as far as like aesthetics. What's really broke? This handlebar piece right here. It tightens up here into the triple tree as it goes around the fork. And when I was riding, I was like, why is it loose? This came loose, so I just tightened it back up. And since then, it's been perfectly fine. It's not come loose again. Now, again, it could have been loose from the factory. Maybe they didn't put enough Loctite on it. Who knows? That's really the only thing that, as far as that's come along with, you know, real bad with the bike. Moving on to, I said the tires are super soft. And yes, damn it, they are. So you could really see it crowning in the center, but not too bad because I haven't really ruined it too bad. But getting on it a few times, you can really start to see where it was eating it up. And it was only about, you know, 85 degrees out that day. It's just a super soft tire, and it's a track tire. You know, it's really not meant for the street. But God damn it, it grips like crazy in the corners, and that's exactly what it's supposed to do. So the peeling of the tire, that lets me know that it's biting, it's eating in, it's doing exactly what it wants to do. But we're still nowhere near down the tread wear indicators yet, 1,000 miles in. So I'll take it. As far as the front one, how is that sucker wearing? Let's go ahead here and take a look. Got a little bit of sand on it. Everything's covered in sand here in Florida. It's wearing out pretty evenly, starting to just crown just a little bit in the middle. Haven't done too many crazy wheelies on it. I mean, yes, have I done it and ridden or rode some out, you know? Yes, I have, but nothing to the point because I don't like really putting the front wheel down at like 100 miles an hour and leaving flat spots all over the tire. Did a few races, got the brakes kind of hot. You can kind of see some spots in it, and that's exactly what it's, you know, they grip. The brakes are outstanding on it. I have no complaints about it. What else? The bike definitely, I will say this, out of all the bikes that I've had, and I've had quite a few, on all the bikes I've had, this bike, I will say, has got to absolutely get the worst and shittiest gas mileage I've ever seen. Now, they could say all they want that this bike gets 40 or 45 miles to the gallon. They lying, they full of shit. This thing gets probably about 25 miles to the gallon. But since it's a V4 rather than more like an inline 4, it creates obviously a lot more torque down low. So when you're in the city and riding it and stuff like that, you really don't have to rev it as high as you would an inline 4 to really get that jolt and get going here in traffic. So that is kind of nice. It cuts down on the heat because this thing does create some heat, but it's nowhere near as bad as the 1199s and the 1299s. I mean, shit, I don't even think well, maybe, but it's just about as bad as riding the 959, but that sucker is hot too. But this bike is very similar to the 11 and 1299, so that's another video, that's another story. Jumping on, moving forward. How's the chain? How's everything else? Any other things I've done as far as service? Well, normal maintenance and stuff here on the chain, as I've done here on my Harbor Freight stand. I did get the Pitbull motorcycle stand so I can prop it up here in the swing arm. But honestly, all I've done really to the chain is just keep some chain lube on it and keep it clean. It doesn't chatter too much. It doesn't have to create too much slack. I just keep it lubed and keep it cleaned. And then, you know, the chain itself will live its life pretty long. I've had bikes, you know, even my Hayabusa, before I changed the chain, I think I had 18,000 miles on it. And I drag raced that thing all the time, deep into the 9. So chain maintenance is key, you know, not on this bike, but on any bike. And again, as I showed you guys in one of my other videos for the first service, it's just right there, those pinch bolts, because it is a eccentric hub. As you turn it, the chain will tighten because it's obviously the hub is not fully round. It's actually got you would so-call like a lump on one side so that it gets out of round so that it can loosen and tighten the hub within the swing arm. But as far as that pretty much goes. It's obviously oil change. Grips are actually wearing okay on my V4. I have noticed that they do wear out a lot faster on the X Diavo S over here. But that could be because I grip and ride that more set, but I don't know, because that bike has just over 1,000 miles, and I'm planning on doing another review on this bike as well. But this one just doesn't seem like it's wore out as fast. Anything else, any false codes, check engine lights, nothing's really come on. I really say after Volkswagen bought them out, Ducati obviously got their shit together. It was really the leverage that Ducati needed as a brand, a good financial backing, and I think it really helped out the bike and the company as a whole. But 1,000 miles in, if I had to say, I really have no complaints about anything about it so far, besides the fact that it's just uncomfortable, to ride on the street going slow. When you're going through the turns, or when you're going 180 miles an hour, yeah, it's okay, it does it. I'll tell you this, the BMW, I think, does it a little bit better. But when you slamming your knee and dipping it down, as I can see, I've gotten down a little bit on the sides over here. It's not too low yet. Like I said, I've only hit 1,000 miles on it, mostly all local riding. It definitely turns much better than the BMW. I still love it, and I'm not getting rid of it for now, unless I said someone comes up and buys it crazy, but we're going to keep it going. So I like it so far. So I figured I'd give you guys a quick update. If there's something I missed, feel free to comment below. I'll do as best as I can to answer it, but I really haven't had any issues in the first 1,000 miles, unlike some of the other Ducatis that I've had. So I'll keep you guys updated on everything else. I still have the X-Diavo, I still have the Giraffe, and I still have the 959. There's some scurvy bitches over here. I got to give them a bath. And we'll keep you guys updated as well on these. I hope this was informative to you. I hope you liked what you saw. Again, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to also check me out here on Instagram at the Speedbug, same name here as YouTube. And again, most of all, I want to thank all of you for watching this video, and thank you for all the subscribers and all the subscriptions and all the comments and everything that's come along with it. And we will see y'all asses here for another episode here on the Speedbug channel. Deuces.